Okay. So last class we discussed about the characterization for modular lattice. What we have proved, a lattice is modular if and only if it does not contain pentagon as a sublattice. Okay, so we can say that whenever pentagon is there in that lattice as a sublattice, that means this structure whatever you are seeing here, okay, then we can say that it is not modular, and whenever it is modular then it cannot contain. Is this clear? Okay, now we will give a characterization for distributive lattice in the similar manner. Okay, so theorem, a lattice L is distributive, a lattice L is distributive if and only if and only if it does not contain M3 or N5. Okay, so what is M3? This is diamond lattice, and this is pentagon, right? So if any one of them is there, then it is not distributive. Is this clear? Okay, fine. So we go one by one. This proof is little bigger, but we go step by step. It is not a problem. See, suppose L is distributive, then we know that we already proved that this M3 and N5 they are not distributive. When we discussed about examples, right, we have shown that M3 as well as N5 they are not distributive, so it cannot contain, right? So suppose L is distributive. Okay. Now, as we know that M3, as we know that M3 and N5 are not distributive. So prove it. Okay, once again. So why they are not distributive? You can easily check that and or recall it. Okay, they are not. So L does not contain M3 or N5 as sublattice. Okay, that's right. When we discussed about these two examples, this M3 and N5 they keep on coming, right? So we already proved that M3 and N5 they cannot be distributive. So L obviously cannot contain M3 and or N5 as sublattice. Is this clear? Okay. Now conversely, okay, so conversely, assume that L does not contain M3 or N5. Okay. Now we want to show that L is distributive. Okay. See, suppose if the result yesterday we proved what it says. If we go here, what is this result says? L is modular if and only if it does not contain N5 as a sublattice. Is this clear? So whenever N5 is not there as a sublattice, then what can you assume that it is modular? Is this clear? Are you following or not? Whenever our lattice does not contain N5, then we can say that it is a modular. Is this clear? Right?
Yes, sir.
So from that what we can conclude now here? From that, what we can conclude? L does not contain N5. This implies we can
L is modular.
make sure that L is modular. Is this clear? By previous result. Is this clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we want to show that distributive. So assume that. So our claim is, we want to show that our claim L is distributive. Okay. So we prove by contradiction. For contradiction, suppose L is not distributive. Okay. But it is modular. Is this clear? Are you following? L is modular, and if we assume that it is not distributive, somewhere we should get a contradiction, right? So what is meant by saying L is not distributive? At least there exist 3 elements, right? Then there exist A, B, C in L such that this A join B meets C is not equal to A join B meet with
A join C.
Is this clear? Are you following? But we have proved already one inequality, right? When we discussed about is this here? Where is that? We have proved several inequalities. Okay, you can see in this what it says here. Then the following, not before this. Yes. Now if you see this, X join Y meet Z. That means when you take meet, then when you try to join, what you will get is always less than or equal to X join Y meet with X join Z. Is this clear? So this is always true. This is always true. Are you following? This is what we are talking about. Okay. But now in our case, this is not equal. So what you will get is strictly inequality or not. If they are not equal, but it is already true is that either it is less than or equal, but once if it is not equal, then it is strictly less than equality, right? Are you following? Are you following or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you can see this. I have pasted here. Okay. I can call it, this is recall. This is true for any lattice. Is this clear? Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So because this is true for any lattice, if I apply this A join B meet C, our X is A, Y, B, C and so on, they are not equal we are getting. That means this is going to be true now, right? That means this implies what we get here is A join B meet C is strictly less than A join B meet with A joins. Are you following? Because it is not distributive, we know that they are not equal, but for any lattice, we know that this inequality is always true. Okay. So if you combine both this one and this one, what we get? We get this one or not? A join B meet C is strictly less than A join B meet A join C. Is this clear? Whether you have any difficulty here, please ask. One way is that, so if I rewrite this with respect to A join B meet C, we know is always less than or equal to sorry, A join B meet A join C. But we are getting that here is not equal, so therefore it is sorry. Therefore it is strictly less than. Is this clear? How many of you understood this one? So whatever we have written here, this is always true, right? So therefore, and because it is not distributive, they are not equal. So therefore, it is strictly less than, right? We use this again and again several times. We will call it that as inequality 1, right? Have you followed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the idea is we want to get somewhere contradiction because we started with suppose L is not distributive. So what we get contradiction is we know that L is modular. Is this clear? So we should get contradiction to modularity. So last theorem what it says? The last theorem says that if at all it is modular, okay, it should not contain a pentagon.
N5.
Right? Okay. Oh, and what is we have assumed using this modularity, and what is we have assumed? Actually, we get contradiction to our assumption, not modularity. We should get contradiction to this one, M3 or N5. So we'll try to get, because it is already modular, we cannot get any N5. Okay. So we try to get something which is diamond. If we get something a sublattice as a diamond, then it is contradiction to our assumption or not. We have assumed that L does not contain M3 or N5, and we have started assuming that L is not distributive. So somehow in this process we get some sublattice which is M3. Is this clear? So the idea is we try to get a sublattice M3, okay, then which is a contradiction. Is this clear? Because our assumption is that L does not contain M3 as well as N5, right? So what is a M3 diamond? So we should have some, you can call it U, okay, X, Y, Z and V, okay, such that this is something like U, then we have X, Y, Z and V. This is our M3. Is this clear? So somehow we should get 5 elements, U, V, X, Y, Z, where X, Y, Z are not comparable and X, Y, Z are strictly between U and V. That is our idea. Okay. So here we define U. So let U is equal to, in such a U and V we define in such a way that U is always less than V. So for that we take the help of these 3 elements A, B, C. So you take A meet B, join with A meet C, join with B meet C. That means we are taking first meets, then we are trying to take joins. And obviously what should be the V? Can you guess what should be V so that U will be bigger than V? You take joins, then try to meet. Is this clear? If we take U and V like this, then we know that U will be always less than V, that I already shown here in 14th, 15th. You can see this one, the third one, right? If you take meets, then even try to join, it is always less than or equal to joins, then meet. Is this clear? Oh, so that we are using that we are taking our U as this and V as this. Then our X, we will take this as this A meet. We'll try to join with the bigger one. That means A meet V, then join with U. Our Y is B meet V, join with U. And our Z is C meet V, join with U. Okay, so this X is based on A, V, U, and Y is B, and Z is C. So what we are doing is that we are taking A and we are trying to meet with that bigger element V and joining with U. That is our X. And what is our Y? Our Y is try to take the B and meet with V and then join with U. Similarly Z. Okay. This is some standard one. There is you should know free lattice and so on, the construction, all those things. But it is not a problem. It is a construction, so you can remember. So take X, Y, Z with the help of A, B, C, and U and V. Okay. Then what are all we want to prove it? So our one by one, just like last theorem, how we did, we'll try to show that. What should be our all cases? We want to show that this U, this X, Y, Z is strictly between U and V. Okay. So this first we will show that U is less than V, strictly less than V. And second one, we will show that X, Y, Z, they are strictly between U and V. And third one, we show that, see this picture you try to remember, okay? X, Y, Z, they don't have any relation. That means they are not comparable. So we want to show that X is not comparable with Y and X is not comparable with Z and Y is not comparable with Z. This is the symbol for notation for not comparable. Is this clear? Okay. So that means actually what we are proving, X, Y, Z are not comparable. Okay. And not only this, what we also want to show, when you meet with X and Y, what we should get? U, and join, we should get V, right? So that is our next one. Next one says that X meet Y and X meet Z and Y meet Z. This should be equal to U. And the fifth one, X join Y, X join Z, Y join Z. This should be equal to V. If we show all these five, then definitely we can show that, we can claim that these elements U, X, Y, Z and V, these five elements form a diamond and it will be contradiction. Is it clear up to now? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So see, as I said, whatever we have gone through this modularity, here also you can see that we have split it into several points so that you can understand better. The same way we are going one by one slowly, that we will show that U is less than V and X and Y, X, Y, Z are strictly between U and V, all those things. Okay. So we prove one by one. U is less than V. So first of all, can you see why U is less than V? Huh? Whether U is less than or equal to V? U is less than or equal to V, we already proved in that result, right? When we discussed here, this is our U and this is our V or not, right? So clearly U is less than or equal to V. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
This one we are talking about this. From this, we know that this is our U and this is our V. So U is less than or equal to V. So whatever proof we did, you can go through it again and you can individually prove also. Okay. Fine. So clearly, U is less than or equal to V. Okay. Now, if at all U is equal to V, then we should get somewhere contradiction. Okay. Are you following? How we get the contradiction? Suppose U is equal to V, then after meeting with A, see if two elements are same, then A meet U should be same as A meet V.
A meet V.
So somewhere we'll try to find what is A meet V and A meet U here. Okay, are you following? What is A meet U and what is A meet V is the question. Now A meet U is as A meet. What is our U? Our U is join of meets. So that means it is A meet B join with A meet C join with B meet C. Okay, is this clear? Now we try to listen carefully, and if you have any difficulty, try to ask. Okay. Now you take this much part. Okay. And we try to recall what is meant by modular, because our lattice is already, our L is modular. Is this clear? So this we are trying to use some point of time. So what is the definition of modularity? Is that if L is modular, if whenever X is greater than or equal to Z, then X meet Y join with Z is same as what? X meet Y join
Y
Z.
join
Is this
Z.
clear? So that bracket you can interchange. Now here, this is something like, this is like your X, okay? This is like your Y, are you following? And this is like your Z, right? This you take it as Z, and this you take it as Y. So for that only I thought first I will write in this way. So what I will write here is B meet C, okay? Then I'll write this as join with A meet B, join with A meet C. Is this clear? Any problem? The first what I did is, this one I have written as first, then these two I have written. Is these two steps clear? Huh? This is
Yes,
same as
sir.
just what we are using. Just we are using the fact like X join Y join Z is same as X join Z join Y. Like that we are writing. Okay. Fine. Now, how we can apply this modularity condition here? Huh? How we can apply the modularity condition? This is our X, right? Just a second. Okay, sorry. So can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now, what we are doing, what we are having here, that is on this side. That means this is our X, this is our Y, and this is our, this entire thing is our Z. So if at all, can this A is greater than or equal to whatever you have written here? Since A meet B we know is less than or equal to A. Also A meet C is less than or equal to A. This implies join of those two is also less than or equal to A. Is this clear? Right? I repeat again. This A meet B is less than or equal to A, and A meet C is also less than or equal to A. So therefore join of those two is less than or equal to A. That is our Z. Are you following? So therefore Z is less than or equal to X, which is A, right? And hence, therefore what is this will become? This implies A meet U is equal to X meet Y join Z is same as what? X meet Y join Z. Is this clear? So what is this will become? A meet Y. Our Y is B meet C. This is your then join with Z. What is our Z? Is A meet B join with A meet C. Any problem here? Any problem? Huh? Hello? Are you following or not? We are trying to simplify this one by using modularity. It is just looking like X meet Y join Z. So when X meet Y join Z will be same as X meet Y join Z, we require this condition that X should be greater than or equal to Z. Here our X is A and our Z is A meet B join A meet C. So we proved that A meet B join A meet C is less than or equal to A. So therefore this bracket we can do it in this, right? Fine. Now this is same as A meet B meet C because it is nothing. Okay. Then join with A meet B, A meet C. But what is this one? If you observe here, right? This one is already less than or equal to this one or not? A meet B meet C is less than or equal to A meet B. A meet B meet C is less than or equal to A meet B. Is this true? Is this true or not? Huh? A meet B meet C is obviously less than or equal to A meet B. When you are trying to meet with more and more elements, it is less than or equal to fewer elements. Is this clear? So therefore, this is already here. So when you are taking join, you are not getting anything. So what we are using is the fact that if X is less than or equal to Y, then X joined Y is same as what? Y. That means X is not going to contribute anything. So therefore, this is same as A meet B joined with A meet C. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Say yes or no. Anyone
Yes,
having
sir.
difficulty?
Yes, sir.
Try to ask. Because this one is already part of this one. You don't get after joining that element. So you get this. So you got A meet U is this value. Now similarly, what is A meet V? That we will see. Now also A meet V is equal to A meet. What is our V? Our V is joins and then meets. So A join B, A join B meet with A join C, meet with B joins. Is this clear? Now because all are this meet. So this, if I first try to take this value, what I will get? What is this value? What is A meet A join B? A join B is bigger. A join B is bigger than E or not? So when you try to write this as A meet A join B. So first let me write this so that you can understand. Is these two steps are same? Obviously, because all are meet, so you can put bracket inside anywhere. Okay. Now what is the value of A meet A join B? This much time you take?
Hello.
Yes. Can you see the screen? Hello. Can you see the screen or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So what is the value of A meet A join B? This much time you take?
Hello, sir. A.
Yes. Is same
A.
as A, right? So now A meet A join C meet with B join C, right? Now what is the value of this one now? Similarly, what is A meet A join C?
A.
Is again same as A. So what you got here is A meet B join C. So
B
therefore
join
A
C.
meet B is this, and A meet U is this one, right? We are assuming that if at all U is equal to V, then we are getting A meet U is equal to A meet V. This implies A meet B join C is equal to A meet B join A meet C, but which is a contradiction or not? Contradiction. Why it is a contradiction? Huh? Why it is a contradiction? This one. Is this clear? They are not actually equal. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Right? Because it is not distributive. Those ABC having property this one. They cannot be equal. They are strictly, this one is strictly less than this. But here we are getting that it
Equal.
is equal. Is this clear? So therefore, this has come because we have assumed that U is equal to V, or in the case A meet V is equal to A meet V. So U can't be equal to V. So we are getting that therefore U is strictly less than V. Is this clear? Are you following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now we go to second one. Second one is if you do it, if we can show that X is less than, X is bigger than U, then same you can do it for Y as well as Z also. Okay. Oh, fine. What is relation between U and X? Can somebody tell what is relation between U and X? This is our U. Okay, so this is our U, right? X, relation between X and U. From that, what you can, which is bigger? X is bigger or U is bigger? Huh? X is join of some two elements. It is join of two elements or not?
Yes,
So
sir.
if X is join of two elements, it is bigger than each and every element.
Yes, sir.
Right? So from that, what we can conclude? X is, you are getting X after joining some element to U. So therefore X is bigger than U or not?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
So since our X is A meet V join with U, this implies we get that U is less than or equal to X. Is this clear? Why U is less than or equal to X? Because X is nothing but join of U together with some other element, right? So therefore obviously X is bigger than U. Okay. Now same way we try to show that U is actually strictly less than X. So similarly you can call it what is relation between X and V? So that we will do first. What is relation between X and V? We want, can we show that X is less than or equal to V is the question. What we know about A meet V, what is relation between A meet V and V? Also A meet V is less than or equal to V, and we know already that U is less than V. Here we proved that. This implies A meet V join with U is also less than or equal to V. If this one is less than V and U is also less than V, so therefore join is also less than or equal to V. This implies this is nothing but X, so X is less than or equal to V, right? Hence, what we proved is that X is actually between U and V. Similarly, you can also show that U, Y as well as Z is there. Okay. But now we want to show that X cannot be equal to U as well as X cannot be equal to V. If we show that similar way, you will get Y is also not equal to U and Y is also not equal to V. Is that clear what we are doing? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Fine. Now we'll try to show that if at all U is equal to X, we should get somewhere contradiction. Are you following? Right? So now suppose U is equal to X. Then just like how we did here, if U is equal to V, then A meet U is equal to A meet V, right? So by meeting with X, what we get? by meeting with x, suppose u is equal to x, then obviously a meet u should be same as a meet x, right? We already calculated a meet u. What is a meet u? Our a meet u is this. A meet b join a meet c. Now we will try to calculate what is our a meet x. What is a meet x? Now what is a meet x? A meet, what is the value of x? This one. A meet v join with u. Is this clear? A meet v join with u. Okay, so I'm just substituting the value of x, right? Now what we get here is the question. How it look like? What is the relation between this? So first let me write in this way. This I will write as u join a meet v. Is this clear? Just like a join b same as b join a. So I have written that in this way. Now what is the relation between a and a meet v? We can use again modularity property here. Since a is bigger than or equal to a meet v, right? So this bracket I can interchange this bracket by modularity. We get what? What we get? Huh? This is just like x meet y join z is same as x meet y join z or not? We get a meet x is same as a meet u join with a meet v. Is this clear? Yes. Okay. Fine. But so we are not going to get anything in this one because this is same as the same as a meet v we are getting, right? A meet. Okay. Okay. Now a meet u, if we can get a meet v, yes, yes. So what is the relation between this a meet u and a meet v? Which is bigger? If we discussed here, if you can see that a meet u is actually strictly, this is a meet v, right? And this is a meet u. We know that a meet v is strictly less than a meet u, right? Which is strictly u is less than v. So here what we should get here is we should get here a meet v. So since u is less than v, u is less than v, we know already, we proved that, right? This implies a meet u is less than or equal to a meet v. When you try to join with another element, you get this. Of course, it may be less than or equal to when you try to meet with other element. Are you following? Right? This implies if this is already smaller than this, what is join element you will get? What is join of these two?
A meet v.
A meet v. Very good. Right? So therefore, we get that a meet x is equal to a meet y. Is this clear? Okay. But it is also, we have assumed that a meet x, u is equal to a meet x. So if you combine these two, what we get? This one and this. If we get, hence we are getting a meet x is same as a meet v, but a meet x is also same as a meet u. Are you following? But which is a contradiction? We are getting that a meet v is equal to a meet u, which is not true. We already proved it. Are you following? Is this clear? Right?
Yes, sir.
So this contradiction arises because we have assumed that our suppose u is equal to x. Is this clear? Okay.